Now let's look at one more outline that we can use, again, for these three types, advantages, disadvantages, discussion, and opinion, to make sure we have discussion and stance. So this outline is another way to ensure that you include both discussion and stance, and you can see how it is organized here. We have an introduction, then body A, you talk about your side of the issue, the side that you agree with. Okay, this is best if you have one really strong belief, one really strong reason that explains why you believe something. Okay, if you have two reasons why, you might want to use outline B. But if you have one really clear, really strong idea, that's what you want to use outline C for. So body A, introduce that reason, explain your idea. Body B, we're going to introduce a counter-argument and then a refutation. And I'm going to explain more what I mean by that, but very simply, the idea is the counter-argument is the main idea against you, okay, the main opposite reason, and then the refutation, you are going to answer that reason, give some sort of a reply, and that reinforces your opinion. It's another way for you to explain your opinion, but you get a chance to answer the opposite side. And that makes sure you have discussion and you have stance. Okay, this works really well for opinion essays in particular, because you can see that about 75% of the essay is focused on your ideas, your side, and the refutation. Only about 25%, 2 or 3 sentences, are going to be the other side. That's the counter-argument. So let's use those same 3 examples, the advantages and disadvantages of knocking down old buildings. Body A, we start with the advantages, my side. Maybe there's one really strong advantage that you have. Body B, introduce one disadvantage and then reply to it, give a refutation. For our discussion topic about whether art is essential or a waste of time, in body A, explain why art is essential. Give the main reason why art is so important for children at school. In body B, suggest one reason people disagree. Again, 2 or 3 sentences just to explain that idea, and then a refutation. Answer that counter-argument. And finally, the opinion essay about privacy. Famous people, do they have the right to privacy? And body A, why do you agree? Why do you agree that people in the media, famous people, do not have the right to privacy? Body B, give one reason against your idea, and then provide your refutation. Okay, answer that reason against. Based on that last topic about privacy, let's look at an example of what a counter-argument and refutation paragraph looks like, because it's a little bit special. It's a little different from the paragraphs we will see in lesson 2. So if you choose to follow this outline C for task 2, really pay attention to how you organize this counter-argument and refutation paragraph. We start with 2 sentences, could be 3 if your sentences are short, but I've written 2 sentences here to provide a counter-argument. Remember, our answer is that celebrities have no right to privacy, or we mostly agree that they have no right to privacy. So this counter-argument is the other side, why they should have privacy. So read it with me. Some people would say that privacy is a right that all people share, and that this fundamental right cannot be infringed upon for any reason. As a society, we would not accept the media hounding everyday citizens, prying into their private lives, and thus we should not accept this kind of harassment for celebrities either. So notice I introduce it with that weak language, some people would say. Okay, and then I explain it. Give it a little time, give it 2, 3 sentences, develop the idea. Okay, this is the discussion part of the essay. You need to have this in there. Then we provide a refutation. We want a direct answer to that issue, a direct answer to that point in the counterargument. So read it with me. However, I believe that being a public figure carries with it a necessarily higher level of public scrutiny. Celebrities have more influence in society than the average person, and thus their behavior has more impact. This fact implies that we have a right to examine their behavior more closely, justifying a lower level of privacy for these individuals. Okay, so how many sentences is that? I wrote 3 sentences to answer. Make sure that you have a good balance there. If you write 2 sentences for the counterargument, 2 or 3 sentences for the refutation. If you have 3 sentences for the counterargument, you should have 3 sentences for the refutation. The refutation should not be shorter than the counterargument. However, 1 sentence for the counterargument is not enough. You need to develop the idea a little bit before you attack it. Otherwise, it's unfair, plus you're not really getting good discussion out of that. So your task achievement score will be lower. Okay, so let's summarize the approaches that we should use based on what type of essay we see in the exam. If you get a 2-question essay or a causes and solutions essay, it's quite simple. We can use outline A, where we have, for 2 questions, body A is 1 question, body B is the 2nd question. If it's causes, we have body A, 1 cause, body B, another cause or 2 causes. Same thing for solutions. Okay, those 2 types, 2 questions, causes and solutions, they are not really asking for your opinion so much. Or with 2 questions, the opinion is really, they are providing the outline for you. Okay, we don't really have to make much of a choice with that. We can use outline A very simply with those 2 types. For the other 3, advantages, disadvantages, discussion, and opinion, we have to use outline B or C to make sure we get the discussion and the stance elements of the essay. Okay, so really practice hard with all of these essay types. Okay, when you get that list of topics to prepare, make sure that you are practicing a variety and practice all 3 of the outline types. You'll notice, perhaps you feel more comfortable with outline B. That's fine. Practice that a lot. Okay, if you feel more comfortable with outline C, that's great as well. Like I said, I prefer C more for the opinion type. I kind of prefer B for advantages, disadvantages, and discussion. But it's your choice. Outline B or C will both give you the discussion and stance that you need to score highly. And that's the end of this lesson 1. When we move on to the next lesson, we will talk about body paragraphs, how to get really well-organized, clear, logical body paragraphs so you can get a good score for cohesion and coherence. All right, well, thank you guys very much for coming to this lesson, and I will see you again. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions on the content that we covered in the lesson. Until next time, bye-bye.